Welcome everybody to TacosandGeeks.com. Justin here. Today I'm back with another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the video game Tennis World Tour 2. As always, I give you a brief synopsis, so here we go. Play as the world's top players or create your own player to try and dominate the world rankings. Faster pace with more animations and more realism. Experience the true sensation of tennis in singles or double games and challenge your friends locally or online. And one of the big features of this game, one of the big selling points that they really wanted to do is definitely the ability to play doubles. And that is, I would have to say, probably the most you'll actually have playing this game is if you have 4 of your friends, you can play locally or online, and you guys can go back and forth to give yourself a little bit of a challenge. Tennis World Tour is not a good game, but it's not terrible. It's not abysmal. It is a little bit of a step up from its predecessor, but not by much. And I'm going to get into a little bit detail. First, let's talk a little bit about the graphics. Graphics, as you can see, is compared to the first one, is a little bit better when it comes to animations. However, I will have to say that the animation and movements when it comes to gameplay, as you can see here, they still seem and feel a little bit stiff. It still seems a little bit more robotic, and that's kind of a disappointment. Just the way they run and chase the ball, it just feels clunky, and it just doesn't look as realism or natural as they say. I do have to give them credit though when it comes to the presentation. They do add a lot of the sound quality, at least when it comes to certain groans as the ball's hitting and the crowd. I do like that aspect, but I tell you this, it would be nice to actually have some actual broadcasting in here. And it just kind of feels like you're just watching it live, and it doesn't really give you that excitement. Another feature that they really wanted to stress was the ability to create a play. I believe you could have did this on the previous one. I didn't play the first one, but the creative player here is just, it's abysmal because you really can't customize everything. You're just basically choosing from preset templates, and that's pretty much it. You can't really do much as a term of really scaling. Like, it's still, like, not to do a comparison, but you really can't create as in detail as you would NBA 2K or a WWE 2K game, where you can actually go really into detail when it comes to scaling, molding their faces. Everything is just preset, as you can see here. Even when it comes to hair, it's just very limited options. So if you're looking for something as a detailed, core, creative player experience, you're not going to get it here. Which I thought, when I was got the game, I was just like, man, I get to create my player and do season mode. Okay, this is gonna be good. But the fact that I couldn't even really change the beard and take the beard off because it's already been preset, it's just like, it's the little things like that. I'm just going, really? It's 2020. I can't remove certain things. Why are we still using like preset creative player if I can't really truly customize the player the way I want it to? And that for me is just like, I understand it's a budget game, but at the same time, there's certain things when you do a creative player mode that I expect, especially in 2020. I would expect a little bit more variety on hair, animations, and things like that. But it's very, very limited when it comes to that. And I thought it was just very disappointing. Like, this guy looks like a knockoff Kanye West. But, you know, for the most part, it's just like I really was not feeling the creative player aspect here. And I did like the fact that you do get to choose your stance, but once again, it's very limited on what you can do when it comes to your stance. And you know, in tennis they have so much different styles, and it would have been nice to see more incorporated styles of player, to even choose more of the actual styles of the actual all the players. But there's just like a few selected few of the players that you could get to choose from when it comes to the creative aspect. And when it comes to customizing your clothes, your sneakers, all of that is earned in game. I do have to give them credit for this, guys. There is no micro transaction. There is things that you have to buy, if you want to make your player look nice, upgrade your player and things like that. But there's no microtransaction. Everything is earned in game. You can earn it through career mode and I believe exhibition as well. So if you win, that's the catch. You have to win in order to get your levels up and everything else. When it comes to sometimes with the gameplay, that's really not that easy. Now, let's get back into the career mode, which I was talking about. Career mode, I actually did kind of enjoy. I like the fact that you do get to train, you get to rest your player, compete in tournaments, or just do exhibition matches to get the money that you need to order to upgrade your player. They have these things like meeting a coach or meeting an agent, but they don't really do much as far as like they're going over your contracts and things like that. It's more of just giving your player a boost for the match or stats for afterwards. So that was a little bit disappointing. I expected a little bit more interaction with my agent and manager and things like that. And one big controversial thing is the skill cards. Now the skill cards is something I wish was not in this game, period. But the skill cards are supposed to help your experience, enhance your experience, and gives you more of a boost, and basically can harm your opponent as well with their stats if you have certain cards. And this is not really cool when you're playing online because you just kind of want a fair fight, and it's not really cool. This shouldn't even be here, and I don't know why they have it. What's the point of actually leveling up your player if you're going to use these enhancement cards that they really tried to sell you on it to use these cards in order to enhance it? Now, finally, let's talk a little bit about the gameplay. We talked about gameplay and we talked about presentation. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the sound, which I alluded to before. The sound, it needs broadcasting. In this one, especially here, like tennis is an exciting sport. You need to hear, granted, tennis like doesn't have crazy broadcasting like NBA or NFL. It's not that, or even baseball for that matter. But it would have been nice to have at least one person commentating throughout this, because otherwise I'm playing this, I'm listening to my music as I'm going back and forth just to try to enhance the experience. I do like the fact that there was a moment where the crowd was cheering way too loud, and the woman who's announcing, the announcer who says the scores and things like that, goes, "Oh, everybody, please be quiet." I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. But for the most part, when it comes to the gameplay, we still have issues when it comes to hitting in the right direction. There's times I shifted the analog to go to the diagonally shot and it went straight. There's times where you're just literally not going. You can have like the fastest boost or you can have the top speed. You're still not going to catch the ball even if it's close to you. There's still a lot of issues when it comes to this gameplay. I mean, but it does show promise, but it's not something I can strongly recommend at this time. But this is, as to my knowledge, the only tennis game in town, and it's at a price, at least on Steam, for $39.99, $40. So if you really need your tennis fix, I can't recommend this. I would have to say wait for sale when it gets cheaper. But I just have to say this was just really disappointing. I expected way more, especially when it comes to presentation, when it comes to gameplay, animation, the movements. It's not terrible. It's just average at that. And with that, I'm just going to give my final score. For those who like the star system, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5. Those who like letter grades, I really don't like letter grades. I'm going to give this like a D. Give this a D+. This is Justin from otakusandgeeks.com saying later days. I will catch you on the next one. If you like what we do here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, but most importantly, visit otakusandgeeks.com. You can follow us on Instagram at otakusandgeeks, Twitter at otakusandgeeks, and at Facebook, facebook.com/otakusandgeeksblog. Later days, catch you on the next one.